This is an Eastlake chair. Eastlake chairs get their name from Charles Eastlake. He was a British architect and furniture maker from the late 1800s. The furniture you're going to see from this era is usually going to be dated from around 1870 to late 1890s. The furniture style is usually very rectangular and very simple, but it also includes a lot of elegant carvings and details. One of the things I find very interesting about Eastlake pieces is the timeline in which the manufacturing actually took place. The Eastlake furniture really was one of the earlier manufactured pieces, like mass manufacturing pieces, which I think is great for American history. If you look at our history as far as our development, we've always been behind the European furniture making by a generation or two. So this was one of the time frames where America really started to take its stance and claim its space. And Eastlake furniture is one of those pieces of furniture, one of those furniture eras where you really start to see some of our own manufacturing, our own designs coming out. And even though he was a British manufacturer, Eastlake furniture was really popular in the US. That time frame was actually kind of the rise of our industrialization as well. So you really do see it reflected in our furniture making as well. Typically, Eastlake furniture coming out of the United States is going to be made of wood that's such as ash and maple. You will sometimes see walnut, but Charles Eastlake wouldn't have used walnut. He would have stuck more with woods such as ash and maple. Because it was some of our first mass-produced pieces of furniture, it is more common when you're antiquing, looking for antique furniture. So as far as the intricacy and condition of the chairs, you're not going to get a lot more money for them when antiquing than some of the older heirlooms. Some of them will have manufacturer marks, signatures on them, but most of them actually don't. The prices on these types of pieces of furniture won't vary that much if they do have the marking versus not having the mark. Typically, when you find an Eastlake piece of furniture that has its original upholstery, its original fabric, it's going to have some sort of intricate pictorial pattern on it. It's common to see items such as buildings or plants framed within a carpet pile fabric on these types of chairs, if it does in fact have its original upholstery. While it's not common to find, well, I guess I shouldn't say not common, but while it's not as common to find the Eastlake furniture with its original upholstery, these types of chairs are very, very common in the United States. So if you're looking for a very tasteful piece of furniture that's antique for your home, that is not super expensive, Eastlake furniture is the way to go. However, I will advise that the joints in these types of pieces are not really suited for long-term use and wear and tear. These pieces, you'd really want to be more of a aesthetic piece in your home. The joints do tend to come apart a lot more easily than some other pieces of furniture, which while I do love these pieces of furniture, I do tend to gravitate away from them simply because of the fact that their joints do separate so easily with use. They are beautiful. You can find them in a wide range of elegance and simplicity.